Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Good morning. Mike, are you being a little extra loud this morning, considering it's a Monday morning and technically a federal holiday? And the answer is yes, because my neighbors came home at 4:30 in the morning and sang very loudly. So I am excited to be loud this morning. Who do we got in this house? We got Sneeps is here, Naked XYZ. Good morning. Marthan's, T-Man, Borland's here. ATC, 3DH, Maggers is here. Veronica's in the house. We got Stubbs is here. Dordanson, Skeets, good morning. Courtside said Joker ruined my night. You know what? We weren't going to talk about that game till the end, but we honestly going to talk about that game first because there's something nobody's talking about, and I'm losing my mind about it. The Common Man's here. Matic Otto, D-Lo, DJ Local, So Rare Viking, Snoopaloop. Who else we got in the house? Mike, good morning. Stateside afternoon European viewers. You're absolutely right. Got to get better at that. All right, a couple of things real quick. So for those international folk who might not realize it, this is actually probably good news for you. The slate locks for this game week in So Rare at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So in 3 hours time, at noon Eastern, we'll be back with Live Before Lock. So we'll get all those lineups in. There's a handful of games this afternoon. I think there's like 5 or 6 games all happening before 6. And then there's some more games after that. So stay tuned for noon. I want to go back to who said it, Courtside. So everyone's talking that Jokic hit a game-winning three, right? There was a tie game, hits a step-back three with like 0.2 seconds left. The possession before that, right? So I believe Gordon hits 2 free throws. I can't remember who was at the free throw line. They hit 2 free throws. They take a 1-point lead, and then Jamal Murray intentionally fouls Markelle Fultz. But they're up 1 with like 16 seconds left. And I don't know if they were like, there's no way Fultz hits both, right? I don't know if that was it. But like they were only up 1. It was so confusing. And everybody was acting like it was done on purpose. Everybody was saying, we did it. We did it. Like, great job. Like Malone looked like he was on board with it. Nobody was like, hey, Jamal, man, if J.R. Smith did this would be a meme all day. And maybe no one's talking about it because Jokic hit a step-back three. It was also happening during the Bengals-Ravens game. So I totally get why nobody's talking about it. But there's like no clip of it anywhere. It was nuts. So if anybody watched that, I would love any sort of explanation. Maybe it happened in the post-game pressers with Malone or Jamal. But I hope someone asked them. It was just like, hey, man, what are you doing? Mark saying, hi, hey, Mike, told you Scotty Barnes was a good pick. Did you win anything? Yeah, so we hit this weekend. I think we're getting 4. Well, I'm not going to count the common. We're getting 3 rewards this weekend. I got a rare tier 3 or tier 4. I can't remember. It was on the cusp. Limited tier 2 and a limited tier 3. So we're getting some rewards today. Hopefully So Rare locks them in before the game week locks, but we'll see. All right, couple of programming things. So this week we have Live Before Locks earlier. So 2 shows today, 9 and noon. The morning show, obviously Monday through Friday at 9. Watch for Work, I believe, is back. Shout out Jonquel Jones coming to the Liberty. And that'll be tomorrow night. Wednesday, we'll have no value hunting for this game week because obviously it locks in a couple of hours. Wednesday, Shot Tank returns. I believe that's on TST's channel. And then Thursday, we'll have value hunting Friday. I think we're going to try to do that happy hour again at 4 o'clock. Oh, also James Bagged Wine. We're back tonight doing some F1 stuff as well. Forgot that was going on. So a lot of stuff coming at you this week. I shared a link to oversubscribe. It's pinned in the chat. I'm going to talk about it a little bit more later because I know there were some more questions and I just want to clarify some stuff and just have an opportunity to talk about it a little bit more. But that's it. Let's get into some of the hoops. I apologize if you can hear any noise. I know normally you can't hear noise. Over the weekend, they ripped up the pavement outside of our apartment and they're like redoing something in the building next to us. And 6:30 every day, they're like, let's break some shit. So that's been fun. That's been cool. We love that. Looking forward, like the dog's ready to eat them. But anyways, let's get into some of the basketball. We're going to go to Friday night. We're going to move through this pretty quickly. I'm going to try to do this show in like 45 minutes, mainly because we got to get ready for noon, baby. I got to do my homework. All right, Friday. Fun stuff. Pels beat the Pistons. That's a game everybody was excited about. If you are so rare, Jonas Valanciunas fan, Giannis, he had 33 and 16. Killian Hayes had a solid game. Bojan had 22 and Bay. Sadiq Bay's been balling with as they've been shorthanded, right? He went for 20 and 10. Pistons had a tough weekend. They lost to the Knicks their second game. But nothing really to take away from that. Who cares? Pistons keeps losing. I'll spend a little bit more time on some of the fun ones. Hawks eked out a win against the Pacers. The Pacers were without Miles Turner. They were without Halliburton. And there was somebody else they were missing that game as well that I'm blanking on. That was like a role player, but I can't remember. Did the Hawks, Sam Amick from The Athletic had a report come out over the weekend that basically it sounds like, you know how everybody was like, Nepo babies, like that was all trending for the weekend because famous people get other famous opportunities before us hardworking citizens. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like the owner's son is just like balling right now. He's balling. They just hired Kyle Korver as assistant GM. Also, is it Carl Landry? Is it Landry Field? Carl Landry? Whatever. It just seems like a dumpster fire in there. So if the Hawks had lost to the Pacers, I think they would have just sent him to the G League. Instead of the Generals playing the Harlem Globetrotters, they just would have rolled out the Atlanta Hawks. But the Hawks each went out 113-111. Onyeka Okongwu had 18 points, 20 boards, and 4 blocks. God, I love Okongwu. He's so fun. Capella's, I think the report came out too. No time. Landry Fields. Thank you, Sean. I can't remember if it was Carl Landry or Landry Fields. What's his name? Okongwu. Yeah, Capella. The report came out. I think it's like no timetable on his return. Says bad news bears. Quinny's like, what did I miss? Nothing, Quinny. You missed nothing. Just me ranting for 6 minutes about the Denver Nuggets. But thanks for being here, man. All right. What else we got here? Well, Benedict Mathurin, yeah, he had a solid game, 26 and 5. He obviously is going to get more opportunity. TJ McConnell's also been balling on the bench. Buddy Hield at 18 and 5. And then Isaiah Jackson, I am for real. He had 10 points, 10 assists, 10 points and 10 boards, but he had 7 blocks. Isaiah Jackson, listen, it's too late to buy him for so rare if you don't have him already. It's going to be too expensive. But with Miles Turner missing time, if he continues to miss time, he missed both games this weekend. He is a points per minute, a fantasy point per minute, just smasher. The only thing is he did benefit a little bit, not only for Miles Turner being out, but every time Jalen Smith came into the game, he picked up 2 fouls right away. Really impressive stuff by Jalen. So I think maybe some of the upside is limited to Isaiah. However, he's been playing really, really well. So yeah, Quinny's saying, is it worth a pickup? I mean, listen, if you get some ETH to burn, if you get some dollar bills to burn, he's definitely still a great play. If Miles Turner's still going to miss time, we need to find out what that information is. Anyways, good win for the Hawks. Knicks picked up 2 W's this week. Bing bong. Let's get a regular season Randall drop because it's only 4 seconds and we like it.
A regular season Randall.
Orange Julius went for 23 and 16. Jalen Brunson, man, I can't believe I'm saying this. Get them both in the All-Star game. 34, 8 and 8. Porzingis had 20. The Zinger had 21 and 4. And then Kuz. Remember, I think I was debating between Kuz and Scotty Barnes. They both ended up having massive games. Kuz went for 47 and 7. Yeah, there's just some good stuff. I know the Knicks fans are happy. The Knicks are rolling, baby. The Knicks are rolling. Granted, they beat the Wizards and the Pistons, but whatever. You just beat the guys in front of you. So good win for them. Dude, so Warriors played the Spurs in the Alamo Dome. There was so much hype around this game, and I don't get it. Unless you are a Spurs fan that were like, you know what, this is cool. We don't have a lot of stuff to be excited about. We don't have a lot of stuff to be excited about. So, like, here we go. There was just so much coverage about how this was the most amazing thing that's ever happened. They do this every year for the Final Four. Every year they play in a stadium. I did not care. Like, if it wasn't the Warriors, would there be any coverage on that? Like, would have anybody cared if it was Spurs Pistons? Would anybody have been like, hey, let's go? There was just too much. One story, one tweet would have been good. There was too much hype around it. I didn't like it. Bummed me out. And then it ended up being 144 to 113. The high scores were Jordan Poole off the bench, put up 25. Dante DiVincenzo had 22 and 7. No one else got into 20s except for Trey Jones had 21. What did we got here? Randall's my rare contender MVP. There you go. Billy Jackson says, well, shout out Billy, by the way. He's doing some great So Rare content on the Twitter streets. You guys should be checking that out. Remember when the Lakers traded Kuz for Westbrook? Man, tough scene. What's worse, the Spurs or the camera angle? I'm going to go with the camera angle. That was a big L. It's exciting because it shows a ton of people are willing to go to regular season NBA games. Yeah, but I think only, like, if they did that 3 times, it sells out once, right? Like, if they, I don't know, maybe I'm being a weenie. I should just enjoy the happiness, okay? I should just enjoy people's excitement and stop being a Grinch. Mike Boston says Terrence Mann. Yeah, we'll talk about Terrence Mann. Terrence Mann bald. All right, let's stay on the Friday night. My team that I'm excited to talk about. Ooh, off the scene said, shout out again when I asked for Brunson or Shingen. Brunson was the W. So, dude, the Thunder won both games this weekend. We are going to look at the standings as we always do at the end of this, and it is fun. We all know SGA is great. He had 21 and 6 in the W against the Bulls. Josh Giddey had himself a weekend. He had 25, 10, and 6 on Friday night. Jalen Williams? Jalen Williams, the one that people are a little bit more excited about. He had 22 and 8. Levine had 25 and 6. Vucci Main with 19 and 11. Patty Wills, 18 and 5. And then Kobe White had 19 off the bench. Vooch had himself a weekend. He was balling. Good stuff for them. Good win for the Thunder, though. Again, they won both games this weekend, and they're sneaking in. Wolves beat the Suns. Listen, Minnesota, I know it's a tough day yesterday. Kirk Cousins, everybody's calling you frauds as you enter the playoffs, and you lose to the Giants. Everybody's feeling bummed out. But you know what? The red-hot Minnesota Timberwolves, the vibe reversal. So you can jump right into the basketball streets, feel good about Minnesota, who's now won 2 in a row and 6 of their last 10. We'll take it. Suns continue to lose every single game they can try to play. Mikal Bridges had 24 and 6. Damian Lee, 31 and 6. And then the Ant-Man also had 31 and 6. Also, shout out Damian Lee, who is just cooking. Suns, by the way, lost 2 in a row, 2 of their last 10. They are now 2 games under 500, 21 and 23, with the same gosh darn record as the Oklahoma City Thunder. So suck on that. Jazz and Magic. Jazz won 112-108. The Franz Wagner had 26 and 5. Paolo. Shout out Franz Wagner, too. Picked up a ton of steals and blocks, which really helped out my score. My rare contender, Paolo Banchero, had 19 and 4. Laurie had 28 and 12. Clarksonian had 23 and 12. And then Colin Sexgod had 18 off the bench. Good for the Jazz. Happy the Jazz got a W. It seemed like they were free falling and have come back with a win this weekend, which is nice. So I'm still fascinated with what the trade deadline is going to look like for them. Honestly, too, we're like 3 weeks away, so we're going to start getting some buzz soon. I'm excited for it. Nuggets, and also shout out our man Pack Trip. I don't know if Pack Trip's in the chat today. He did a little stream yesterday on the trade deadline. That was exciting. Let's drop a video. We need to do a video because I need to take a sip of coffee, and I got some weird stuff in my chest right now. What do we want here? Not PJ Washington. Why don't we confuse let's confuse the hell out of people. Let's do a Sawyer throwback. Man, that's one of those, if you know, you know. I don't even know how to explain that to people who are new. I just don't know how to do it. You either know or you don't. Quinny said, you just named 3 rares I traded out. That's okay, though. That's okay. That's the beauty of the game, baby. That's the beauty of the game. All right, what else do we got here? Nuggets beat the Clippers on Friday. So this one was fun only because like the Clippers, they don't have Jokic. Jokic didn't play on Friday night just to give him a day off, just to give him some rest. And then the Nuggets still won by double digits. Aaron Gordon had 17, 5 and 5. Jamal Murray had 24, 8 and 4. MPJ with 22. Kawhi had 24 and 8. Norman Powell at 18 and 4. John Wall at 16 and 7. The one thing that I want to note about this game, which was really fun, is Zeke Naji got bodied not once, but twice. Kawhi Leonard threw down on him, and then like truly 2 or 3 possessions later, I don't remember the last time John Wall's had like an emphatic dunk, threw it down on Zeke Naji. Shout out Zeke Naji. He's getting more minutes. He's like somewhat productive out there. He's doing okay, but just back-to-back murders. Also, shout out Katie Hendel from Basketball Feelings. I thought she did like a really good piece over the weekend. I always really like how she like shares something personal and then relates it to basketball, which I guess is really explaining any good writer. But it talks about like the vulnerability of trying to block a dunk, and Zeke Naji definitely made himself vulnerable and available for the Clippers on Friday night. So shout out, but you guys should be checking Basketball Feelings out if you haven't done it. That's one of my favorite Substack reads. But anyways, Nuggets continue to roll, man. They won both of their games this weekend. We'll get into the second one. Well, we already talked about the Magic, but Kings Rockets. I love this. Kings Rockets got feisty. Garrison Matthews got tossed. Jalen Green, I believe, got suspended for a game after this. Love the energy. Kings won 139-114. Sabonis continues to do Jokic lights out there with 19 points, 16 boards, 15 assists. Terrence Davis came out of nowhere with 22 and 6. Harrison Barnes, too, has been balling over the weekend. He went for 27 and 7 on the Rocket side of things. Jabari Smith, once a week, Jabari Smith is like, hey, guys, remember me? I was going to be the number 1 pick until some weird shit happened with the Magic. Dropped 27 and 8, and then Jalen Green dropped 27. So there you go. Borland, don't you worry. I'll have a bowl coming for you in a little bit. Josh Ness is here. So Rare Bike Gang says, oh, dude, 17th in the rare contender. Let's go, man. Only thing I'm mad about is you beat me, and I don't like that. All right, that was it for Friday night. So let's move on to Saturday. I feel like I did a line of like speed, and I'm just talking at an insane rate. So I apologize if this is as tiring for you as it sounds like it is for me. Okay. Heat beat the Bucks. Giannis rested again or missed the game again. It sounds like he's probable for this week, though. It was really weird, though, how like the report was like, oh, yeah, Giannis isn't on the injury report. Oh, JK, he's questionable. And then he ended up not playing. So no Giannis, no Middleton. Heat won 111-95. Bam had 20 and 13. Gabe Vincent dropped 27 real life points. And then Depot, man, Oladipo was crushing off the bench. He dropped 20. And then Bobby Portis had 15 and 7. But good win for Miami. I'm going to be honest. I was excited to settle in for this game, right? I was going to watch this game, and then I'm going to go watch some football. I turned on the game. I watched like the first quarter, and then I saw Ocean's 12 was on TNT, and I switched to Ocean's 12. I'm a sucker for heist movies, and the Ocean's movies are top-notch stuff, and I just couldn't get excited about watching this Bucks team. This Bucks team's like sneaky, not fun. We always dunk on like a lot of other teams for being like, oh, it's boring. The Bucks are not a fun team. And I don't know if it's just like if you put 2 white guys on the floor at the same time and Grayson Allen and Pat Connaughton, that's just not going to be a good hang. It's not going to be a good hang. And it's not fair to loop Pat Connaughton into Grayson Allen energy, but it's tough when you see it. It's like, I feel like I'm hearing from hedge fund managers when I'm watching them on the court together. I don't like it. Ocean's 12 somehow felt unrealistic. If looking for food, if you are watching the Ocean's movies because you're looking for realistic heists, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. I think you're going to just watch documentaries on heists. That's the direction I would go. Bob Flynn, what's up? Did we already talk about Ben Simmons killing lineups yesterday? No, we didn't. I know Ben Simmons' late scratch was tough. Hold on, Mike. Which team do you support? The Boston Celtics, baby. The Boston Celtics, Sands boys. I'm a Celtics fan. Ocean's 12 over Miami. Typical Celtics fan. Dude, that game was not fun. I kept going back in. I saw Gabe Vincent getting hot. I watched some of that because I know some people in the chat were telling me to play Gabe Vincent on Friday. So I just couldn't do it, man. A young Brad Pitt, George Clooney, Matt Damon, dude. Matt Damon before he was like, fortune favors the bold. We should have known then. That's on us. All right, let's keep moving on to our Saturday. Saturday. Celtics beat the Hornets 122-106. Celtics got off to a really slow start, and then Jason Tatum dropped 33, 9, and 6. They didn't have Jaylen Brown for that game. Brogdon's first 30-point game. He had 30 for the Celtics, 30 off the bench. LaMelo again, man, 31, 9, and 7, and Scary Terry dropped to 21. Good for the Hornets, playing competitive L's. That's what they're just trying to do, competitive L after competitive L. But Celtics keep on trucking. We're gonna look at the standings in a little bit, man, but they're starting to create some separation in the East that we thought was gonna be super jumbled, which still will probably be super jumbled, but they are rolling now. Grizz beat the Pacers, the Indiana Pacers, again without Miles Turner and Haliburton. They won 130-112. Ja Morant, oh my God, just a human highlight reel, man. That throwdown against Jalen Smith, just like, I mean, I can't even show you the angle because, like, physically I can't do it. And if I did do it, I wouldn't be able to do anything for the rest of the day. But just like that cock back, I mean, we've seen him almost do that dunk like 50 times, right? And even his missed attempts like that were like, oh my God, this dude's incredible. Well, he landed it. He landed it against Jalen Smith. And then he comes down and pins the ball on the defensive end on the top of the backboard, not the top of the backboard, but the top of the square. Just like incredible stuff, man. He's such a freak. He's so fun to watch. Just a monster. But Grizz, good win for them. Hawks beat the Raptors. Raptors, man. I don't know what they do. I feel bad for the Raptors fans. I was like excited about Toronto too. It bums me out what's happening right now with them. They just can't string together W's. They lost to the Hawks. So Hawks get 2 wins this weekend. Hey, maybe Kyle Korver was the answer all along. Forget Allen Iverson. They won 114-103. Trey had 29-9. DeJounte had 27, 8, and 6. I feel like it's the first time in a while that both of them had really solid like offensive productions at the same time. And then Scotty Barnes had 27 and 12, but no one else did anything for the Raptors. Like, it was pretty bad. Groth saying the Wemby sweepstakes. I mean, they're getting close. They're too far out, though, I think. Like, I just don't see how you catch up to the Rockets, the Spurs, even the Wizards. Like, I don't know how you catch up. Wolves beat the Cavs. 2 dubs. 2 dubs for the Minis on back-to-backs, right? So the Wolves had 110, 102. Evan Mobley and Jared Allen went twinsies with 19 and 8. Ant-Man had 26 and 7. Rudy left the game early, and Nasri says, how do you feel about posters? He dropped 3 posters and then 17 and 7 off the bench. Again, Minnie continues to roll. Yeah, Sean says the Raptors just worn down. They just can't. Yeah, it might be that, man. It might be that. They played a lot, but they just can't hit shots. Like, no one can shoot, and like no one can have consecutive, or no one, like we were kind of talking about with Trey and DeJounte, like no one has 2 good games. It's either like, well, I hope Siakam goes for 50, or I hope Barnes goes for 30, 15, and 10. I don't know. Yeah, and Tesla, you know what? That's the right attitude. You live on that. Well, has it been 5 years? Isn't that usually or is that the Bill Simmons rule? You get 5 years before you're allowed to be mad again. Anyways, though, good win for Minnesota. Sixers beat the Jazz. Embiid hit a nice little game winner off a slick Harden dime. It was like a little behind the back. And then Embiid the same shot that Embiid missed yesterday, he hit in that game. But Embiid had 30 and 7, Harden 31, 11 and 6, Maxey with 21. And then on the Jazz side of things, Jordan Clarkson had 38 and 9. And then the last game on Saturday night, we had a little chippy. With the Blazers and the Mavs. Luka had his worst game of the year, I think. He had 15, 10, and 6. And then was getting feisty with Dame time, which was fun. Dame, in response, went for 36 and 10. The Blazers were, like, desperate for a W2. Not a W2. Well, it is tax season, but you know what I mean. Nurkic had 22 and 11. Simons 21. Dinwiddie had 25. They played each other again the next day. Why don't we just do that game right now? They had a back-to-back. Mavericks rested Luka, and this game stayed close for a while. I was watching a little bit of this, and I was like, wow, are the Mavs really going to steal the back-to-back without Luka? And then the Blazers got super hot in the fourth quarter, and Mavs got cold. Blazers won 140-123. Christian Hardwood had 23 and 16. Dinwiddie 28 and 9. What? Oh, hey, I wrote down Harden 25 off the bench. I was like, what? Hardy. Jaden Hardy, again, man, he's continuing to earn those minutes. He had 25 off the bench. Grant had 20, Nurk had 20, Dame had 40, Simons had 20. So crazy stuff. Blazers back-to-back W's. Let's finish up. This Sunday, baby. We're at the home stretch. 30 minutes of hoops. Let's do it. Knicks beat the Pistons 117-104. We're going to get the second Randall drop of the day.
Regular season Randall.
Love a Randall drop. He had 42 and 15. Brunson had 27. Hey, baby. Sadiq had 21 and 6. And then Ivy also had 21, 6 and 6. Knicks just keep beating people in front of him. Common Man, resident Mavs fan saying we need more Hardy. I agree, man. Let him loose now. Let him loose. Maybe he's the missing cog. Clips beat the Rockets 121-100. Rockets were without KPJ. They were without Jalen Green. They were also without Jayshawn Derulo-Tate. So Eric Gordon was like, I got this. He scored 24. Kenyon Martin Jr. had 22 and 9. Kawhi had 30 and 6. And then Terrence Mann, baby, 31 and 6.
Let me see your man hands, money.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Shout out Terrence Mann. Made my limited contender pop. We love that. Hardy, wow, Hardy better than Timmy. Interesting. I like it. All right. So that was Saturday. Oh, no, we're on Sunday. Excuse me. Excusez-moi. Bulls beat the Warriors, bro. Bulls beat the Warriors 132-118. Vucci, main. If you played Vucci in your So Rare lineups, 43 and 13. Real life points. 43 real life points. 43 and 13. Man, Warriors weird. Like, it wasn't a back-to-back. They played on Friday, and maybe they were just too freaked out playing at the Alamo Dome. But just can't win games on the road. Curry had 20 and 10. Clay had 26. Levine had 27 and 6. We'll look at the standings. I mean, it's weird. No one is panicking on the Warriors, right? Like everyone is still penciling in the Warriors as like, oh, probably going to go to the finals, team to beat in the West. Dude, we're more than halfway through the season now. They've played over 40 games. This is, I feel like, I don't know if you're going to go full panic mode, but I know we should be paying attention to it. OKC beat the Nets, baby. 112-102. SGA had 28 and 7. Giddey had 28, 9 and 9. Dort had 22 and 5. No one really did anything from the Nets. Hilarious quote from Kyrie after the game, by the way, talking about how being without KD this time, being without KD this year versus last year is different because no one is half in, half out of the locker room, which is hilarious. And of course, they're referencing Harden here. I just love the idea of like Kyrie, who missed so much time last year, missed a bunch of time this year, is being like, yeah, dude, that locker room vibes are different. Now, granted, the Nets are playing much better. I just love the idea that was Harden's fault. Mike said Hardy pulled my limited contender in tier 2. Vooch had only in veterans. How many turnovers did Steph have in the end? I don't have how many turnovers he had. I don't have that written down, but I don't know. Anyways, OKC, they won both of their games this weekend, and we're going to look at the standings in just a second here. Kings beat the Spurs 132-119. 18 and 9. Harry Barnes with 29. Foxman had 23. Davion had 19. On the Spurs side, I think Kim Piratel had 23 and 7. Keldon had 20 and 7, and then Jay Rich had 21 off the bench. I don't like Jay Rich. There's nothing to take away from that game. The Kings beat the Spurs, like whatever. Like the beam. Nuggets and Magic. We talked a little bit about this. Again, someone please explain to me that Jamal Murray foul at the end of the game. Bol, dude, revenge game for a second. Bol coming off the bench dropped 17 and 6.
Bol.
Bobo.
His first name is Bol and his last name is Bol.
No,
Look
yeah.
at his legs.
Long legs.
Oh my god. I bet his legs are taller than my whole body. I'm leaving you for Bol. Like.
Kevin says very pro Spurs show today. Dude, I just don't. I can't get excited watching them. And I like Keldon Johnson. I have Keldon Johnson's stock. And it's just boring, man. It's boring. They're not even like fun losers right now. I don't even know who's a fun loser at this point. None of them, actually. We thought the Rockets were going to be fun. They're not. They are a sucky watch. Magic are a little bit better. I guess the Magic are considered fun. Anyways, Bol, 17 and 6 on the bench. Markelle Fultz, guys. We got to pay attention to Markelle. He's having a nice string of basketball. 27 and 6. Paolo at 18. Jokic had another triple-double, 17 points, 14 assists, and 10 rebounds. He's now averaging 25, 11, and 9, I believe it is. We won so many rings being boring. It is true, but at least you won. Like that's like caveat, right? Like if you are boring and you win, whatever, it cancels itself out. When you're boring and you lose, you have to go to the Alamo Dome to play basketball. Like that's we're doing gimmicks. This is like honestly very reminiscent to me doing comedy in bars in New York. It's the same thing. where I got to be like, oh, this show is like, what if Real Housewives were comedians? And like come to this free show. That's essentially what San Antonio is doing with the Alamo Dome. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. I know I won't go this far. I'm pro any city that's not Tampa. I won't go that. How bad is Michael Carter Williams? Big man version of Ricky Davis. That's pretty funny. I think Michael Carter Williams was turning it around a little bit, and then he got involved in Ballers. And then that is really what turned the tables, right? Remember, everybody was freaking out. Dude, Michael Carter Williams is going to have a Ballers on his sneaker, and then Ballers are going to the moon. Look at how dumb we all were, right? Same thing. Jalen Green is going to have a Top Shot pendulum when he goes to throw a dunk down in one of the worst slam dunk contests of all time. Top Shot to the moon. We're all so dumb. We're just dumb people. I'm including myself in that. I am. All right, what else do we got here? So we just covered Nuggets Magic. We already did Blazers Mavs. The last game of the night, Sixers 113, Lakers 112. Wild ending. Lakers were down 1. Russ, I was like, I got this, and then didn't get a shot up. LeBron got his 38,000th point last night at the age of 38. He put up 35, 10, and 8. Embiid had 35 and 11. James Harden had 24, 13, and 7. And then Russ Mania had 20, 14, and 11. A nice triple-double. It's unfair that Russ is going to get a lot of the blame for that. I mean, it was a very bad last possession. Ball's probably going to be in LeBron's hands there. But, man. Oh, did you mean Wendell Carter Jr.? How bad is Wendell? Oh, no, dude. Stan, I love how you're still diving into like Vooch was the better, like that they won that trade. This is such a terrible trade. I think you are the only one. I think you planted a flag too early on this, and you don't know how to lift the flag up and just take the L. The Bulls got hosed in this deal. Wendell Carter Jr. has been putting up pretty good numbers this year. He's been putting up, and he had to battle that injury too, but Wendell Carter Jr. has been like solid. Not only like he plays defense, which is something Vooch doesn't do. He's averaging 15 and 9 this year. He's averaging 15 and 9, shooting over 50% from the field. Like Wendell Carter Jr. has been great. So there you go. When does Pop retire? He looks like a disgruntled granddad at his grandchild's middle school game. I think he's just having a good time. I'm gonna go the other way. I think he likes that this team's trash. He's just hanging. He's just being around the boys. I don't know. I can't even try to speculate what's going on in Pop's mind because Wendell is bad, but Magic did get Franz. So Stan, this take sucks so bad, dude. It really does. And I feel bad. Stan, because I like when you troll. I think like you're pretty good at it. I think you like to twist the knife a little bit, push the needle, whatever the phrase is. This take sucks for you though. And I honestly feel bad because you usually have a pretty high bar. You're pretty good at trolling, right? And this is like, I don't know. And you know what, though? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. It's Monday. It's like sort of a holiday, depending on where you work. Probably just like a little groggy. The bong hasn't like truly seeped in, right? So I'll give you some time. We're going to be back at noon for Live Before Lock. Maybe you can put together some stuff for that. But in the meantime, man, I would just proudly put that L on your chest and just be like, hey, that's who I am now. I'm a big L. Big L, Stan. Stan L. Ofs. That was fun. I feel like I haven't done that in a while. That felt good. Ever since we put subscribers only in the chat, we've kind of slowed down on people being psychotic into the chat. No more sex bots. Stan is now the sex bot of the channel. Chat got real quiet after that, though. Chat got real quiet. All right. Well, somebody said something about Mike Malone. Where's this clip of Mike Malone after the game is funny. He said Murray did the foul on his own and rest of the team. Okay. Well, listen, then the entire Nuggets organization, including the coach, the players, everybody should get an Emmy for that performance there because they were really good. They were really good at being like, yeah, that was on purpose. Blow up the Bulls, Vooch to the Raptors for a Drake feature. I think that's a fair trade. Where are the sex bots? Sex bots need to subscribe in order to get involved in the chat. I know. They used to be here every day too. And we used to break down the emojis. Usually I think I did a short of it a while back. I'll see if I can find it. It was good times. All right, let's take a look at the standings now, huh? Let's take a look at the standings. Blow this up a little bit. Let's see what's because I'm really excited to look at the Western Conference. All right, so the Celtics, like I was saying, dude, 4-game lead. Winners of 8 their last 10, 6 in a row. Create some separation. Nets are going to be without KD for at least a couple more weeks. They've dropped a couple of games, lost 2 in a row, but still 7 of their last 10. Still in second place. Bucks and Sixers, both 27-16, a half game behind the Nets. So I had a take that I ended up not putting out there, but I don't think I did anyways. But it was that the Bucks weren't going to have a home court advantage, like that they weren't going to have home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs. I said they were going to fall out of the top 4. And then KD got hurt, so I reneged that take. But I mean, like, dude, the Cavs are a half game behind both of these teams, and the Bucks have just been playing bad. And I know a couple of those games were without Giannis, and Middleton's still not back. But dude, we're halfway through the season, and Middleton's not back. They played 43 games, and there's still no Middleton. So, like, at some point, like, is Middleton coming back? I want the Liberty superfans take on the Jonquel trade. Kevin, I will. I'll do that right now. I am excited to watch Sabrina and Jonquel Jones run pick and roll. PNR. We were looking up season tickets last night. But also the Liberty, can you guys put together, there's no like incentive to get season tickets. You just buy them one game at a time. There should be an incentive to be like, hey, I'm going to go to all the games, and there's none. I'm really excited about that. I don't know where Kevin, you guys are doing the show tonight, right? Or tomorrow night, right? Because is Stewie going to go to the Liberty too? Because I'm going to be so jacked up. I would go to every Liberty game if that's the case. Liberty, Liberty, Liberty. All right, let's go back over to this. I'm going to blow this up a little bit more because I saw that you can't see it that well. All right, so after that, so like I said, Cavs in the 5 seed, but only a half game back between Bucks and Sixers, and truly only a game out of the 2 seed. Celtics, actually, for what it's worth, too, has one of the easier schedules the rest of the way. So Celtics 1 seed, lock it up. After that, bing bong, Knicks, winners of 3 in a row, 7 of their last 10. Heat are a game behind the Knicks. Pacers a game behind the Heat. Hawks a game and a half behind the Pacers. And Bulls a game and a half behind the Hawks. And then the Raptors, just a half game out of the 10 seed, but just, man, it's ugly over there. Wizards 18 and 25. They are like falling. Then you get the Magic, the Pistons, and the Hornets. Over on the west side of thing, let me just catch up on the chat over here. Stewie could still, yes, let's go. 76ers end the season, the number 1 in the East, said this in October. That was my take at the beginning too. The Celtics, it's not going to happen. Sixers are actually about to embark on a brutal part of their schedule. So in 2 weeks, we'll have a much better feel of like where the Sixers end up. Celtics are just too hot right now. Magic will make the playing game. Jonathan Isaac about to mix things up when he comes back. I'm sure he's about to mix things up. Dude, so here's the thing with the Magic. They're 4 games out. 4 games is a lot to make up. And I don't see the Bulls tanking anymore, because they don't have their first round pick. I don't see them pulling the plug. And they've been playing much better basketball as of late. The Hawks also aren't going to do that, right? Because they have already committed. So I just don't see them catching all these teams. Like they might catch the Wiz. I would love if the Magic made a run to the play, and the Magic are really fun. All right, let's go to the West. The Nuggets have a half-game lead over the Grizz because they just played one more game. They have 8-2 in their last 10, winners of 6 in a row. The Grizz, 9-1 in their last 10, winners of 9 in a row. And then you get the Pels, who are now 4 games out of first. Kings a game and a half behind them. The Mavs, after dropping 2 in a row, game and a half behind the Kangs. And then you get the Clippers in the 6th seed, who are just 1 game over 500. The Wolves now in the 7th seed. I know Borland was celebrating the 6th seed, but because of actually, I don't know why. But anyways, 22 and 22. They are 500 though. That's they should feel good. 6-4 in their last 10, winners of 2 in a row. Warriors. I thought the Wolves had actually won 3 in a row. I'm a little confused. Hold on, let me do a quick refresh here. Nope, that's right. All right, so Warriors now game below 500 at 21 and 22, same records as the Blazers. And then look at this shit right here. Jazz 22 and 24. The Suns, the Thunder have the same record. The Thunder, guys, here we go. This is the take I was excited for. Thunder are making the play-in game. The Thunder are making the play-in game. They have like the second easiest schedule the rest of the way out. Let's look at their upcoming schedule. Here we go. I'm very excited. I'm like all aboard now. So they got the Pacers, the Kings, Denver, Atlanta. Okay, this actually looks tough right here, right? So the next few games, Pacers should be a dub, but who knows? They're scrappy. Then they get the Kangs, Denver, Atlanta, Cleveland. Those are really tough. Golden State, really tough. But then it goes Houston, Golden State, LA, Portland, New Orleans, Houston, Utah, Phoenix, Sacramento. Like they're going to Utah. They're going to go on a run. Thunder are about to go on a run. They currently, I thought someone was just knocking on my door, but it's just people banging shit outside. They are currently winners of 3 in a row, 6 of their last 10, just 2 games out of 500, 2 games below 500. And like truly are tied. They're just 1 win percentage point out of the 10 seed already. I'm here for it because I think the Suns are going to keep trailing. I think the Jazz are going to continue to fall, and the Blazers are going to continue to fall. So I think they have a legit shot at the 10 seed. I'm very excited about that. Top Shot Common Man says, how are we in fifth? Our defense is awful. Need DFS and Maxi Kleba back. Yeah, man. They, yeah, the Mavs are benefiting from everyone kind of sucking right now, right? Like the only teams continuing to win games are the Kings, the Grizzlies, and the Nuggets. The Pelicans are 5-5 in their last 10. They won their last game, but dropped a couple before that. Besides that, right? Like Clippers are 3-7 in their last 10. There's just people are losing. People keep losing. The East keeps winning, but people keep losing. The Kings have been my favorite watch party. My favorite team to watch this season. Excuse me. Yeah, Kangs have been good. Kangs have been good. Kevin said, "Did your neighbors move the party outside?" I seriously, guys, I was so mad. It was like 5:00 and they were singing. 5 a.m. they were singing. I feel like I was working in a college again. That is what really pissed me off. I quit higher education so I would never have to be around young people being loud, especially after working at a theater, like a musical theater school, where it'd be like 4 a.m. and they'd be like, ding, 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 goes the trolley, trolley. And then it'd be like a cappella rehearsal and stuff like that happening. And I would lose my freaking mind as I was getting older. And then I come here, and then couple that moves upstairs, also musical theater people, very talented. I'm pro musical theater, pro the arts, pro performing. But here's the thing, 5 a.m. on a Sunday into Monday, nah, I'm not here for that. That's not the energy that I want. That's why I left higher education, so I won't have to deal with that anymore. And now here I am. I have to do freaking like a noise complaint. I have to go up there and knock on the door, be like, "Excuse me, hey guys, no, I really like what you're doing, and like I appreciate the vibe, but like here's the thing, guys, like sometimes I gotta work in the morning, and like I don't want to do that. Nobody wants to do that." I'm pretty pissed off. Maybe they're working remotely in international hours. That is like, no, they're not. I know they're not. Get it on so you can tell people to get off it. I know. Old man yells at the cloud. I like that Stan went away for a little while, though. He had no rebuttal after just swallowing L's. Oh, anyways, I don't know. What else you guys want to talk about? So you're not planning on having kids? We aren't either. No, I'm excited for children. We are planning on having kids. I'm fine if it's my children making noises, but when it's grown-ass adults at 5 a.m. being like, "This is my fight song. Take back my life song." Like, I can't do that at 5 a.m. No Rachel Platten in this house, okay? One-hit wonders, no thank you. Yes, they were. I only have one set of neighbors. Was it drunken karaoke? Yeah, I guess it was drunken karaoke, but 5 a.m. though, y'all? 5? Oh, man, I was cranky. What do we got? Are the So Rare rewards coming in? Let's see. Just a reminder too. So Rare live before lock. We are back at noon. We're going to be in here, noon Eastern, because it locks in 3 hours. This ish locks in 3 hours and 7 minutes. Let me just see if did my rewards come? No, just starter pack. So this is what I think my rare contender is going to be, though. I'll show you this. We're going to go Jaden Ivey, Trey Murphy, Draymond Green, Jalen Smith, Mike Muscala, mainly because Franz Wagner isn't playing in this game week. Now you know why that apartment was cheap. Mike, it's not cheap, man. It's not cheap. Mike is a mixed zone, little residential, little commercial. That is true. I'm in Queens, so it's like, it's nice. It's nice. I love it out here. But it's a little tough. I was planning on getting up and being like super loud this morning, but then there's like construction happening outside. So like my boys got it. The only time I've ever been happy that people are just knocking wood around. Who wins tonight, Brady or Cowboys? So I think like the public's starting to seem like everyone's like, dude, you can't count out Brady. Brady's going to win. So that makes me think the Cowboys are going to win. However, I'll be rooting for Tampa Bay. When you turn 39, you move to the burbs. No, we will move at some point. I don't think we'll move to the burbs though. I don't think we'll move to the burbs. We'll always be. I can see us moving to a different city. I honestly think we'll move to Portland, Maine at some point. We love Portland, Maine. It's nice. But we're still living that New York. In New York. Hey, I wanted to, we got a few more minutes left. So if you have other questions you want to throw in, go ahead and do it. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the link that I shared into the chat. I know we talked about this. Last week. We talked about like, I hear Boston. It's nice try, dude. I'm not going back there. I turned 39 on Wednesday, already in the burbs. There you go, Borland. I'm going to drop a link into the chat. I believe I already pinned it too. But we are doing a fun little campaign to raise some money. And instead of doing a Patreon, you can invest in us, which means you'll have an opportunity to make us some dollars if we do well over the next couple of years. But to break this down, here's what we're doing. We have been growing at like a crazy rate. We actually picked up 30 subs over the weekend and are now over 7,400. And we picked up another one this morning, 7,433. We've been on this upward trajectory of picking up like 125 a month. And I was working with this company, Oversubscribe, that really broke down, like kind of did a channel evaluation. And we looked at like where the areas of growth were and how like the short form has really been crushing. And in order to continue to elevate the content and put out more short form content, we are going to hire an editor. So that's what this is going to go to. It's also going to go to some more in real life events. So when we go to Vegas, instead of relying on Top Shot, we're going to host our own party just for Team Hold people. So it's going to go to both short form content and in real life content. That is the goal of this. A couple of things too that I didn't mention that's kind of exciting about this. So because I'm working with this company, they actually set me up with a brand manager. So to get some of those sweet sponsorships. So both for like different segments within the show, for the podcast, for all the different stuff that we're doing. So they set us up with a brand manager. They've set me up with this company called BMP that kind of does consultations for the content I'm doing. And BMP actually does all of the short form content on YouTube for Netflix. They're like a really legit company. And they gave me like a lot. I've already met with them a couple of times. They gave me a lot of really good advice. And they provide mentorships, and basically they have all these industry connections that are going to assist with the growth. So not only does this investment help us grow because we're able to get an editor, to do some other stuff. Yeah, free coffee, baby, free coffee. So like, not only does it do that, but it also like they provide different connections and abilities to grow. And so just like another real breakdown of this too. So what happens, right? The money that is invested from you guys, right? It'll all be like in like a company LLC, and then anything that we make, whether it's from ad revenue, from Google AdSense, from sponsorships, from different gigs, like I don't know, say I'm going on an Amazon sports talk show next week, and I'm going to get paid for that, which is happening. All of that stuff goes back into the company, and then in 3 to 5 years, depending on like the official thing that we settle on, like a percentage of the company all goes back to the investors. So if we crush, dope. And if we don't, you have experience with that, like an NBA Top Shot. But like, not only is there like some monetary value for you guys if we do well, but it's also we'll have like a gated Discord just for the investors. We'll do an investors meeting in Vegas. We'll also do because legally you have to do investors and board meetings. And we'll have some like private content just for you guys as well. I also want to just like say, I'm very comfortable asking third parties for money. Like if it's a brand sponsorship or something like that, I'm very comfortable being like, hey, I want money to do this. This was a conversation that's been going for like the last couple of months because I felt a little weird with it being subscribers and stuff like that. But clearly, in order to continue the growth, and I think we're crushing it. Maybe it's a straight white guy confidence, like I said earlier. But this feels like there's a potential for this to like really, really explode. And just the way that we've been seeing it explode in the last couple of months, it feels like it could really, really pump up. And in order to, I just need to pay an editor. That's really like, if we do anything here, it's to pay an editor. So I really like, I just want to make it clear. I didn't take this lightly to be like, hey guys, can you do this? But instead of doing a Patreon where you pay $10 a month, you get a high five and a t-shirt, I was like, what if we just do it's a one-time investment, $50 minimum. And then you're part of the crew and you get an opportunity to make money back. And if not, you still get that sweet, sweet content. I also want to say not everyone's in position to do something like this, or maybe you're just like, Mike, I don't believe in you. I think I'm only here for you to yell at Stan. I totally get that. And I will not be offended by that. And this sweet content will continue. You just won't make millions. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, I'm going to drop the link one more time. You're not committed to anything right now. This is just like, we're just collecting interest right now. We're seeing who's interested in this and what kind of numbers we're looking at. The link right here, if you clicked I'm interested, it literally, you just put your email and then put the amount and then hit submit. And that's it. That's like the only thing that you're doing. So if anything, if you are interested, please fill this out. It takes like 2 seconds. I also just want to say, I'm like super overwhelmed by the response already. We've already had like 70 people fill this thing out. And yeah, I don't know. I was a little verklempt. It's pretty cool seeing, like, I know I believe in this stuff. And if I didn't, like, what a psycho that I'd be turning this camera on every single day. But to see like you guys who've been around, whether you're new and just come in from the So Rare content, or whether you've been here for a couple of years now, it's been pretty sick seeing everybody be down for this. So I thank those who are down. And again, if you're not, I promise I'm not even going to see it. So it don't matter. But yeah, to continue making the sick stuff that we've been making with our, with Veronica, like the short form stuff, the new logo, the intro, the outro, all the different stuff we're doing. We just got to pay Veronica, please. Also, do you know Veronica used to work for the Miami Heat? Huh? Doing like video stuff for the Heat. And now she's with Team Hold. So there you go. You got to do it. All right. That's the end of the pitch. I do want to say, if you guys have questions about it, fire it into the chat, or DM me on Twitter or in the Discord. Happy to talk about it. I shout out to people that have already done that. It's also helped me articulate what we're doing. Like our man Sean Grant sent me a great email over the weekend, and I got a bunch of DMs about this. So if you do have questions, I'd rather you ask them now. It's helpful. All right. I appreciate you listening to my spiel. Okay. Top Shot Tesla said, I'm assuming I'm already on the board of directors at this point. These chats are retroactive, right? Yeah, dude, you are the owner. You are the owner of Team Hold, Top Shot Tesla. All right. Live before lock. Let's remind the people here. We are back here. The link is already up. The link to the show is already up. Let me go over there and grab it for you guys. We'll be back in just over 2 hours. I'm not sure if our man TST is joining us, but actually Jeb Bush is off today, so he's going to be joining us. So we'll be back right at noon. Just remember the NBA, for your international people, I know you're jacked right now because it's not like 4 a.m. when the slate's locking. It's locking at a nice time. But we have basketball games starting at 1:00 today. There's like a handful of games this afternoon, so it's going to be a fun one. But as always, I hope you guys had a great weekend. If you're in the States, happy MLK Day. If you're not, still happy MLK Day. I think internationally we can feel good about MLK. But I hope you guys come back for Live Before Lock. If not, we will see you tomorrow for the morning show. Let's get after it. We out.